You're listening to the Guernsey Past Podcast. Take a journey back to Guernsey's past through newspaper articles.
All right, listeners, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're heading to Guernsey.
Guernsey.
Yeah, the Channel Islands, known for their, well, sweaters, I guess, but also some amazing folklore and legends.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And, you sent me this excerpt a while back about, witchcraft in Guernsey, and I have to say, it's pretty wild.
I thought you'd like that one.
So we're diving into that today. Witches, possible flying, and mysteries that have lasted for centuries. What more could you want?
Sounds good to me.
All right. So the excerpt you sent me starts with these two guys, right?
Right.
Leonard Sarre and Matthew Tostevin.
Uh-huh.
Quarrymen from St. Saviour's Parish.
Yeah.
And they're walking to the Vale Quarry every day.
Yeah, their daily commute, like everyone else, except
not quite. Right. Because there's this weird detail that Tostevin, he always gets to the quarry first.
Yes, even though he leaves home later than Sarre.
Way later, significantly later.
Yeah.
And there's just no explanation for it. No secret paths or anything. So what do you think's going on here?
Well, the text seems to be pushing us towards, something supernatural.
Witchcraft.
Yeah, possibly. It definitely sets that tone. I mean, right from the start, you get this sense of mystery, something unexplained, which is so typical of these kinds of folklore stories, right? They grab you with the unknown.
Absolutely. And then we get to the part where Tostevin, he kind of spills the beans, but it's all very hush-hush.
Right. He makes Sarre swear to secrecy. And then he lays out these really specific instructions.
Yeah. Foot on foot, hold on tight, eyes closed, and absolutely no talking.
It's like a ritual almost, a recipe for something, magical.
Definitely. It creates this sense of anticipation, right?
Totally. You're on the edge of your seat waiting to see what happens.
And then, boom, they're flying.
Well, the text doesn't explicitly say flying, but...
Come on. What else could it be? They're soaring through the air. It's incredible.
It's definitely presented as something extraordinary, something beyond the normal realm of experience.
And then poor Leonard, he gets spooked.
Yeah, understandable, right?
I mean, I'd be terrified.
He breaks the silence, cries out, and the spell is broken.
And he falls right into Le Grand Mare.
It's such a dramatic moment, a real turning point in the story.
Absolutely. And it really highlights that contrast, right, between the everyday and the supernatural. 1 minute they're quarrymen, the next they're whatever they are. And then, bang, back to reality. But there's another layer here, isn't there? Something about what breaks the spell.
Right. It's not just that he made a sound.
Yeah. It's what he said. The holy name dissolved the unhallowed spell. The text says.
Exactly. So we're not just dealing with a fun flick gone wrong. There are these deeper themes at play.
Right. Good versus evil, sacred versus profane.
It reflects the beliefs of the time, I think, that the power of the divine could counteract witchcraft.
Fascinating. So we got this incredible flight, a dramatic fall, and then what about Tostevin?
Yeah, he just vanishes. We're left wondering, did he manage to stay airborne?
What happened to him?
Did he crash? Did he master this power?
Did he just decide, you know what? I'm done with quarrying. I'm off to do my own thing.
Exactly. The story doesn't tell us. And I think that's deliberate. It adds to the mystery.
And it keeps people talking, right? Generations later, we're still trying to figure it out.
It's what makes folklore so enduring. Those unanswered questions, the gaps that we fill with our own imaginations.
I love that. But there's one more thing that always gets me. Sarre waited years before telling anyone about this.
Yeah, why do you think that was?
Was it shame? Fear of being ridiculed? Or maybe the trauma?
It must have been a profoundly unsettling experience, not just the physical fall, but...
the shattering of his reality.
Exactly. And this story, it speaks to this very human desire.
What's that?
To fly, to conquer the skies. We see it everywhere. In myths, legends, stories.
Flying carpets, witches on broomsticks, superheroes.
It's this universal fascination with defying gravity, with achieving the impossible.
And this idea of flying through magic, it's not just a Guernsey thing, is it?
Oh, absolutely not. You find similar stories all over the world, different cultures, different traditions, but that same core theme.
It's amazing. So what do you think? Any truth to this Guernsey tale?
Well, whether it's literally true or not, it tells us something about how people saw the world. Their fears, their beliefs, their hopes.
Right. Their need to explain the unexplainable. To find meaning in the unknown.
And maybe, just maybe, there's a grain of truth hidden in there somewhere.
Who knows? But one thing's for sure, Guernsey folklore is a rabbit hole worth exploring.
Oh, absolutely. It's rich, it's fascinating, and it's full of surprises.
So listeners, if you're ever in the Channel Islands, don't just stock up on sweaters. Dig a little deeper. You never know what you might find.
Happy exploring.
And that's it for this deep dive. See you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Guernsey Past Podcast. Look out for more podcasts soon. If you don't want to miss one, then please don't forget to subscribe.